Hello everyone, Tina here. I hope your day is going fabulous. Thanks for joining me for Try It Out Tuesday. Today we're going to make a speech bubble card using a stamp set from PhotoPlay. It's called Say It With Stamps Speech Bubbles, and this is nice because it's great for critters. It's great on their own, and the sentiments in here are super fun and playful. You are so rad. Thanks for that thing you did. You got this. Yes, you. Hugs. I've got your back. Make a wish. Hi, hello friend. I'm so happy you exist. And then there's some more in here that are really fun. I do have a background stamp from the Say It With Stamps collection. It's called Ditsy Grid. Super fun. I love grid lines, okay? I think it makes great backgrounds, and this is super fun because the grid lines on here are wonky. So we're going to create a background using this. Now this is not a full 6x6 stamp set. It's actually a 5 1/4 by 5 1/4 inch. So it's not going to cover our card front panel, but it will for me, because I like to trim it down to have a little bit of my card base showing. So we're going to be using a blue ink. It's a Memento ink. It's called Summer Sky. We're going to ink this up and create a blue and white background with this. Now I have a new handy tool that I wanted to share with you. It was a gift given to me by a crafty friend, and I think this is the neatest thing since peanut butter and jelly. This tool here is called the Stamping Sidekick, and it's from More Designs Montana. And if you guys are interested in it, I'll list it below. But it makes stamping in your positioner so easy with your hands. Usually you're trying to find the sleeve. Summertime is tough because you don't have no sleeves, but this tool just glides over the top of it. The felt on there is 100% felted wood, and then the hardwood that they create with it is from Montana hardwood, so it's very nice quality, guys. And I'm happy with it. I think it's just so neat. So I stamp my background a few times to get a nice dark impression, and it goes over and makes stamping easy. I'll talk a little bit more about this towards the end of the video, but nice little tool gadget. If you guys don't have one, I think it'll save your wrists actually. Now you can hardly tell, but on my panel here I already stamped the speech bubble 4 times in each of the corners. I stamped it with the same Summer Sky Memento ink, and then I'm stamping the sentiment from our stamp set with an oxide ink. I like the bright color of the mustard seed, so that's the color we're using for our sentiment here. Now once our sentiment, we're not going to use all 4 of them for our card today, but I did want to stamp extra and pick the best one for my card and then save the rest for another project maybe. I'm taking that same speech bubble and we're going to stamp it with the black ink here. And then in the speech bubble stamp set, there are 3 images. There's a cute little flower, and then there is a heart, a solid heart, and a solid star. I'm going to stamp the flower a few times on that same piece of cardstock with a small acrylic block, and so we're good to go here. I'm going to go ahead and separate my dies, and we're going to go ahead and add the flower and the speech bubble over each one of these, and I'll die cut them all out, so we are good to go. One of the flowers I was heavy handed with, so I end up only die cutting out 3 of the flowers, but we'll use those for our project today. Okay, next we're going to pull out some of that yellow from our sentiment with a piece of cardstock, and I'm trimming this down so it's slightly smaller than my card base. That edge was crooked, so I'm going to flip it around, trim off that crooked edge. And then, since our panel, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, wasn't stamped fully, I'm going to go ahead and trim all sides of this to create a slightly smaller panel, slightly smaller than my yellow cardstock here. And I like to trim left, right, and then top and bottom. When it's a squared background, this just makes it even when you have this on your card front. And I think that looks great. Okay, I was originally going to mat these together, but I always do that, so let's shake it up a bit and place them together on our card base a little bit wonky. I'm going to bring in my card base, which is a standard A2 size card, and then we're going to take our tape runner, add adhesive behind our Ditsy Grid panel, and we're going to place this, again, not mat it on our panel, let's crisscross it so it's that yellow's peeking out. And then we'll take this panel, add adhesive behind it, and then we'll take this and put it on our card front, just so the left side and top side areas have that white showing. This means we need to trim off the right side and the bottom. And I'm just going to use you could use your paper trimmer if you wanted to, but I'm just going to use my scissors and trim it off. And I'm shocked it didn't pop it up with foam adhesive, but don't worry, we're going to do that with some vellum here. We're going to go ahead and add a little detail to our piece of vellum using a very old punch. This is from EK Success, and it's called the Round Binder Edge Punch. Love this. And I'll probably be using this a little bit more in my cards. Sometimes punches are really nice, but I like that edge for my vellum. After I have that punched, I arranged my 3 thought bubbles or speech bubbles on my vellum. I did pop them up with foam adhesive, and I think we're missing something, so I'm going to bring in some yellow and white baker's twine. We're going to add this to our card front, just towards the bottom, wrapping it around twice and tying a bow off to the left here with it. After we have our bow nice and pretty, we're going to go ahead and take our vellum piece, and I did add the flowers to it also, you can see there. If you flip my vellum around, you'll see foam adhesive behind the areas where the speech bubbles are, so there's double layer of dimension there. I placed it kind of wonky on my card base, and then we're going to bring in a couple pieces of blue cardstock. I have a light blue and a lighter blue. We're going to take a little heart punch that I have. If you have a heart die, you could use that to cut out some hearts. But we're going to punch 2 hearts that will fit perfectly inside those little speech bubbles. And I do add foam adhesive behind them, so there's a little dimension with those as well. Now for bells and whistles, I'm going to bring in some diamond stickles. We're going to go over the flower centers, which I did color in with my yellow Copic marker and left the petals white. And then I did add some sparkle using my sparkle pen to the top of the hearts. And then we're going to cover those hearts with my Journey Glaze, which is basically glossy accents. But that finishes my card today, guys. Super fun card. I love cards like this because you can give them for any occasion. Now this little tool again is called Stamping Sidekick, and it is by More Designs Montana, and you can just tell the quality, guys. If you go to the Etsy shop, which I'll list down below, this is the medium size, but they do have a larger one. It fits your palm beautifully, and you can tell the weight and the quality of it, and it just glides across to your stamping positioners. But I'll list it below if you guys want to check it out. Have a fabulous day. Thank you so much for joining me. We'll see you again real soon, guys. Bye-bye.